Hello friends waving hand. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about some very interesting United States Washington quarter dollar coins, including the 1973D, 1977D, 1979D, 1982P, and 1986D quarters. These coins are an important part of American numismatic history, and each one carries deep historical and cultural value. On all of these quarters you will see powerful inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUSUNUM, which represent freedom, faith, and unity of the United States. The obverse side features the famous portrait of George Washington, the first president of the USA, while the reverse side shows a majestic bald eagle, symbolizing strength, peace, and national pride. These coins were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition and were produced in large quantities for everyday circulation. Even though they are common coins, they are still very important for collectors because they represent different years of American history and minting technology. If you are interested in coin collecting, these Washington quarters are a great choice for learning and building a collection. Each coin has its own story, mint mark, and value depending on its condition and rarity. Thank you, friends. If you enjoyed this information, please support the channel and stay connected for more coin knowledge and updates. United States of America, 1973 D. Washington quarter dollar Liberty. In God We Trust, E pluribus unum. The 1973 D. Washington quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington quarter series of the United States, struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. This coin was produced during a period of strong economic activity and heavy coin circulation in the United States. The quarter has a face value of 25 cents, but its historical and numismatic importance goes far beyond its monetary value. The Washington Quarter Series began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States, and it has remained one of the most iconic coin designs in American history. The 1973 D issue continues this tradition with the same classic design used for decades, making it an important piece for collectors who study the evolution of U.S. coinage. The obverse front of the 1973 D Washington quarter features the well-known portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This left-facing bust of Washington is one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics and represents leadership, integrity, and the founding ideals of the United States. Above the portrait appears the word liberty, symbolizing freedom and independence, which are core principles of the nation. To the left of Washington's face is the national motto, In God We Trust, which has been used on U.S. coinage for more than a century and reflects the traditional values of American society. At the bottom of the coin is the date 1973, while the small D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The overall design is simple yet powerful, emphasizing dignity and national pride. The reverse back of the coin displays the famous heraldic design of a bald eagle, the national bird of the United States. The eagle is shown standing proudly on a bundle of arrows, which represent military strength and readiness to defend the country. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace and diplomacy. This combination of war and peace elements reflects the balance of American ideals. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, while the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, arches above it, meaning out of many one, representing the unity of the states forming a single nation. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination quarter dollar. This reverse design remained unchanged for many decades, making it one of the most stable and recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. The composition of the 1973 D Washington quarter is a copper-nickel-clad alloy, consisting of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was introduced in 1965 after the United States stopped using silver in circulating quarters due to rising silver prices. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, with a reeded edge designed to prevent counterfeiting and coin clipping. This durable clad structure allowed the coin to withstand heavy circulation in everyday use across the country. The Denver Mint produced approximately 346,924,000 examples of the 1973 D Washington quarter, making it a very common coin in circulation. Because of this high mintage, most examples found today are only worth their face value of 25 cents when circulated. However, uncirculated examples with strong mint luster, sharp strikes, and clean surfaces are more desirable among collectors. Coins graded in higher mint state levels such as MS65, MS66, or MS67 by professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC can carry higher premiums due to their quality and preservation. Collectors also look for mint errors and die varieties in the 1973 D quarter. Some examples may show off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clip planchets, broad strikes, struck through errors, or rotated dies. These errors occur during the minting process and are relatively rare compared to normal coins, making them valuable to numismatists. Even minor variations in strike quality or die condition can significantly affect collector interest and value. The value of the 1973 D Washington quarter depends mainly on its condition and rarity. Most circulated coins remain at 25 cents, while uncirculated examples may be worth a few dollars. High-grade certified coins or those with dramatic mint errors can sell for significantly higher prices in the collector market. The coin's value is influenced by factors such as strike quality, luster, surface condition, and eye appeal. The 1973 D Washington quarter also plays an important role in coin collecting education. It helps beginners understand key numismatic concepts such as mint marks, coin grading, clad composition, die varieties, and error identification. It is also part of the broader Washington quarter series that was minted from 1932 until the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999, making it a key piece of pre-modern commemorative U.S. coinage history. Today, the 1973 D Washington quarter dollar remains a symbol of American heritage, craftsmanship, and everyday economic life. Featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington, the powerful bald eagle reverse, and the patriotic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUS UNUM, it continues to be appreciated by collectors worldwide. Whether found in circulation, stored in a collection, or graded by professionals, the 1973 D quarter remains an enduring and important part of United States numismatic history. United States of America, 1977 D Washington quarter dollar Liberty, In God We Trust E Pluribus Unum. The 1977 D Washington quarter dollar is one of the classic circulating coins of the United States, minted during a period when the American economy and coinage were undergoing important changes. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small D mint mark located on the obverse near George Washington's ponytail. Although millions of these quarters were produced for everyday commerce, they remain an important part of American numismatic history and are highly collected by coin enthusiasts around the world. The quarter has a face value of 25 cents, $1/4, and continues the famous Washington design that first appeared in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin represents American freedom, democracy, and national pride, while serving as one of the most recognized coins in U.S. history. On the obverse front of the 1977 D quarter is a left-facing portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The word liberty is displayed prominently across the top of the coin, symbolizing the nation's commitment to freedom and independence. The national motto, "In God We Trust," appears on the left side of Washington's portrait, expressing the country's long-standing traditional motto. The year 1977 is located at the bottom, indicating the year of issue, while the small D mint mark identifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The portrait was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose classic artwork remained on the quarter for decades before the state quarters program began in 1999. The reverse back features one of the most iconic designs in American coinage history. A majestic bald eagle stands proudly with its wings spread slightly while resting on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing America's strength and readiness to defend its freedom. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches representing peace, illustrating the nation's desire for harmony while maintaining strength. Above the eagle appears the inscription, United States of America, while the national motto, E-Pluribus Unum, arches above the eagle. This Latin phrase translates to out of many one, representing the union of the states into one nation. At the bottom is the denomination quarter dollar, clearly identifying the coin's value. The 1977 D Washington quarter was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition replaced the earlier 90% silver quarters beginning in 1965, because rising silver prices made silver coins too expensive for everyday circulation. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge with 119 reeds. Its durable clad composition allowed it to withstand heavy circulation while maintaining an attractive appearance. The Denver Mint produced approximately 256,524,978 examples of the 1977 D Washington quarter for circulation. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples remain very common today and are frequently found in pocket change, coin rolls, and collections. However, collectors especially seek coins in mint state, MS, condition with sharp details, bright original mint luster, and minimal contact marks. High-grade certified examples such as MS66, MS67, or higher are significantly more valuable due to their rarity and exceptional preservation. Like many U.S. coins, the 1977 D quarter is also collected for its possible mint errors and varieties. Some examples have been discovered with off-center strikes, clip planchets, die cracks, cut errors, broad strikes, doubled dies, struck through errors, or rotated dies. These unusual minting mistakes make certain specimens much more desirable among collectors because they are far less common than normal circulation coins. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC authenticate these errors and assign official grades, increasing collector confidence and market value. The value of a 1977 D Washington quarter depends almost entirely on its condition. Most circulated coins are generally worth only their face value of 25 cents, while brilliant uncirculated examples can sell for several dollars. Premium quality coins certified in very high mint state grades may sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, particularly if they possess outstanding eye appeal or rare mint errors. Although the 1977 D quarter is not considered a rare date coin, it remains an important issue for completing Washington quarter collections. Today, the 1977 D Washington quarter dollar continues to be appreciated by collectors around the world as a symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and everyday commerce. Its timeless design featuring George Washington, the majestic bald eagle, the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E-Pluribus Unum, along with its connection to the Denver Mint, make it an enduring favorite in United States numismatics. Whether discovered in circulation or preserved in a high-grade collection, the 1977 D quarter represents an important chapter in the history of modern American coinage and remains a fascinating collectible for both beginners and experienced numismatists. The 1977 D Washington quarter represents more than just a piece of American currency. It reflects an era of everyday life in the United States during the late 1970s. Millions of Americans used this coin daily to purchase groceries, gasoline, postage stamps, public transportation, and other common necessities. Because of its wide circulation, the quarter became one of the most familiar coins in American pockets. Every scratch, nick, and worn surface found on circulated examples tells a story of countless transactions and years of use. For many collectors, these marks are reminders that the coin served the public faithfully before becoming a collectible item. The artistic design of the Washington quarter has remained one of the most recognizable in the world. John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington captures the dignity, leadership, and strength of America's first president. The reverse design featuring the bald eagle symbolizes courage, power, freedom, and national unity. Together, these designs create a coin that reflects the ideals upon which the United States was founded. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUSUNUM reinforce important national values that have appeared on American coinage for generations. Collectors often examine the 1977 D quarter under magnification to identify fine details and possible mint varieties. Strongly struck coins display sharp hair details on Washington's portrait, crisp lettering, and well-defined feathers on the eagle. Coins with full original mint luster are especially attractive because they show the brilliant finish created when the coin was first struck. Even though the 1977 D quarter is common in circulated grades, finding an example with exceptional eye appeal and minimal marks can still be challenging, making such coins desirable additions to advanced collections. Another reason collectors appreciate the 1977 D Washington quarter is its role in completing daytime mint collections of the Washington quarter series. Many hobbyists attempt to collect every quarter issued from 1932 onward, including examples from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. The 1977 D issue is an essential part of these collections because it represents the Denver Mint's production for that year. Completing a full set allows collectors to observe the evolution of American coinage over many decades while preserving an important piece of U.S. history. Although billions of quarters have been produced throughout American history, the 1977 D Washington quarter continues to hold educational and historical importance. It introduces new collectors to the basics of coin grading, mint marks, metal composition, die varieties, and mint errors. It also serves as a reminder that ordinary circulating coins can become treasured collectibles over time. Whether kept as a family heirloom, added to a coin album, or studied by numismatic enthusiasts, the 1977 D Washington quarter dollar remains a lasting symbol of American heritage, craftsmanship, and the enduring legacy of George Washington. United States of America, 1979 D Washington quarter dollar Liberty, In God We Trust, E Pluribus Unum. The 1979 D Washington quarter dollar is an important coin in the long-running Washington quarter series of the United States. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse, this coin was produced for everyday circulation and played a significant role in American commerce during the late 1970s. Although it has a face value of 25 cents, the coin carries much greater historical and numismatic importance. The Washington quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design proved so popular that it became the permanent quarter dollar design for decades. The 1979 D issue continues this tradition, combining patriotic symbolism, artistic excellence, and practical everyday use. Today, it remains a favorite among collectors because it represents a classic era of United States coinage before the introduction of commemorative state quarter designs. The obverse front of the 1979 D quarter features the distinguished left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by renowned sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's portrait appears the word Liberty, one of the most meaningful inscriptions found on American coinage, representing freedom and the principles upon which the United States was founded. To the left of Washington is the national motto, "In God We Trust," officially adopted as the national motto of the United States and appearing on all modern U.S. coins. At the bottom is the date 1979, indicating the year of issue, while the small D mint mark confirms that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The obverse design reflects dignity, leadership, and national pride, honoring one of the most respected figures in American history. The reverse back displays the classic heraldic design of a bald eagle with partially spread wings standing proudly on a bundle of arrows. The arrows symbolize the nation's strength and preparedness, while the olive branches beneath them represent peace and goodwill. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, followed by the Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, expressing the unity of the individual states forming one nation. At the bottom appears the denomination, quarter dollar. This elegant reverse design remained on the Washington quarter from 1932 until 1998, becoming one of the most recognized coin designs in American history. The 1979 D Washington quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was introduced in 1965 after the United States discontinued the use of silver in circulating quarters due to rising precious metal prices. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The durable clad construction allowed these quarters to withstand decades of circulation while maintaining their distinctive appearance. The Denver Mint produced approximately 489,789,780 examples of the 1979 D Washington quarter, making it one of the higher mintage issues of the series. Because of this large production, circulated examples remain readily available and are usually worth only their face value. However, collectors seek well-preserved uncirculated coins with strong mint luster, clean surfaces, and sharply struck details. Coins certified in MS66, MS67, or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC are much scarcer and can command substantial premiums due to their exceptional quality. Collectors also search for mint errors and die varieties on the 1979 D quarter. Some examples display off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clip planchets, broad strikes, struck through errors, cuds, or rotated dies. These minting errors occurred during production and are generally much rarer than standard coins. Certified error coins often attract considerable attention from numismatists because each error represents a unique part of the minting process and adds individuality to an otherwise common issue. The value of the 1979 D Washington quarter depends primarily on its condition, eye appeal, and rarity. Circulated coins generally remain worth 25 cents, while attractive uncirculated examples may be worth several dollars. High-grade certified coins with outstanding preservation can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, particularly if they possess exceptional strike quality or rare mint errors. Collectors carefully examine coins for original mint luster, sharp design details, minimal contact marks, and attractive surfaces before determining their value. The 1979 D Washington quarter is also appreciated for its educational value. It helps new collectors learn about mint marks, coin grading, metal composition, mint errors, die varieties, and the history of United States coinage. It represents an important period before major design changes such as the 50 state quarters program, making it one of the last decades of the classic Washington quarter design. Completing a full Washington quarter collection would not be possible without including the 1979 D issue, making it an essential date for many collectors. Today, the 1979 D Washington quarter dollar remains a lasting symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and national identity. Featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington, the majestic bald eagle, and the patriotic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUSUNUM. This coin continues to be admired by collectors around the world. Whether discovered in everyday change, preserved in a coin album, or certified in high mint state grades, the 1979 D Washington quarter stands as an enduring reminder of the rich heritage of United States coinage and remains one of the most recognizable and widely collected coins in American numismatics. The 1979 D Washington quarter is more than just a 25-cent coin. It represents a piece of American history that circulated through the hands of millions of people. During 1979, these quarters were used every day for shopping, transportation, vending machines, telephone calls, and countless other transactions. Because they were produced for circulation rather than as collector pieces, most examples show signs of wear from years of use. Every circulated coin carries its own story, reflecting decades of service in the American economy. For many collectors, this historical connection makes the coin far more interesting than its face value alone. The artistic beauty of the Washington quarter has helped make it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. Sculptor John Flanagan created a dignified portrait of George Washington that symbolizes leadership, integrity, and patriotism. On the reverse, the powerful image of the bald eagle standing on arrows with olive branches below represents the balance between military strength and the desire for peace. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUSUNUM reinforce the ideals and traditions of the United States, making the coin a miniature work of national art as well as a practical piece of currency. Collectors often spend considerable time searching for exceptional examples of the 1979 D quarter. While most circulated coins are common, finding one with brilliant original mint luster, sharp strike details, and very few contact marks is much more difficult. High-grade mint state coins are carefully preserved because they show the coin almost exactly as it appeared when it left the Denver Mint. These premium quality examples are popular with advanced collectors and often receive professional certification from grading services such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate the coin and assign an official grade. The 1979 D Washington quarter is also an excellent coin for studying mint errors and the coin production process. Errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, cuds, struck through errors, and broad strikes demonstrate how small problems during manufacturing can create unusual and collectible coins. Because genuine mint errors are relatively uncommon, collectors often inspect 1979 D quarters under magnification in hopes of discovering a rare variety. A dramatic mint error can increase the value of a coin far beyond its face value and make it a prized addition to a numismatic collection. Even though the 1979 D Washington quarter dollar was minted in large numbers, it remains an essential date in the Washington quarter series. It represents the final decades of the classic eagle reverse before the introduction of the state quarters in 1999. Today, collectors around the world continue to appreciate this coin for its historical importance, durable copper-nickel composition, classic design, and connection to the rich history of the United States Mint. Whether preserved in a family collection, displayed in a coin album, or discovered in circulation, The 1979 D quarter continues to inspire interest in American numismatics and remains a lasting symbol of the nation's heritage and craftsmanship. United States of America, 1982 P. Washington Quarter Dollar, Liberty, in God We Trust e pluribus unum. The 1982 P. Washington Quarter Dollar is a significant coin in the long-running Washington Quarter series of the United States, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the absence of a mint mark on earlier coins, but by P on some modern issues and records. This coin represents an important era in American coinage during the early 1980s when the United States economy was experiencing inflation, and coin circulation was extremely heavy. The quarter has a face value of 25 cents, yet it holds historical, cultural, and numismatic importance far beyond its monetary value. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and by 1982, it had already become one of the most widely recognized coin designs in the world. The 1982 P issue continues this long tradition, preserving the iconic imagery of Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse, making it a key collectible in modern U.S. coinage history. The obverse front of the 1982 P. Washington Quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This portrait is one of the most enduring designs in American numismatics, symbolizing leadership, integrity, and the founding principles of the United States. Above Washington's head appears the word liberty, which represents the fundamental freedom upon which the nation was built. To the left side of the portrait is the national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that has appeared on U.S. coinage since the Civil War era and reflects the traditional values of the country. At the bottom of the coin is the date 1982, marking the year of issue. On Philadelphia minted coins of this era, there is usually no mint mark, but some references identify it as 1982P for classification purposes. The obverse design remains consistent with earlier Washington quarters, emphasizing continuity and national identity. The reverse back of the 1982 P quarter displays the powerful and symbolic image of a bald eagle, America's national bird. The eagle stands on a bundle of arrows, representing military strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace and diplomacy, showing the balance between war and peace in American ideals. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, while the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, arches across the top, meaning out of many one, which represents the unity of the states forming one nation. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination quarter dollar. This design remained unchanged for many decades, making it one of the most iconic and stable coin reverses in U.S. history. The composition of the 1982 P. Washington Quarter is a copper-nickel-clad structure. It consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This clad composition replaced silver coins in 1965, when rising silver prices made it impractical to continue using precious metals in circulation coinage. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, with a reeded edge designed to discourage counterfeiting and coin clipping. The durability of this composition allowed the coin to withstand heavy circulation throughout the United States economy. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 480+ million 1982 quarters. Combined Washington quarter production was very high that year, making this issue very common in circulated condition. Because of this large mintage, most 1982 P quarters found in everyday circulation are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples with strong mint luster and sharp strikes are more desirable among collectors. Coins graded in higher mint state levels such as MS-65, MS-66, or MS-67 by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can carry significant collector premiums due to their superior preservation and eye appeal. Collectors also pay attention to mint errors and die varieties found on the 1982 P. Washington quarter. Some known errors include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, clip planchets, broad strikes, struck-through errors, and rotated dies. These errors occur during the minting process and are often rare, making them highly sought after by numismatists. Even minor varieties or unusual strike characteristics can increase a coin's value significantly compared to normal circulated examples. The value of the 1982 P. Washington quarter depends mainly on condition and rarity. Most circulated coins remain at 25 cents, while uncirculated examples may sell for a few dollars. High-grade certified specimens or coins with dramatic mint errors can reach much higher prices in the collector market. The coin's value is not only financial but also historical, as it represents a period of strong circulation and economic activity in the early 1980s United States. The 1982 P. Washington quarter dollar also holds educational importance for coin collectors. It helps beginners learn about mint marks, coin grading, clad composition, strike quality, and error identification. It is also part of the long Washington Quarter series that eventually transitioned into the 50-state quarters program in 1999, making it one of the classic designs before the major redesign era. Collectors often include it in full date sets, mint mark sets, or error collections, ensuring its continued relevance in numismatics. Today, the 1982 P. Washington quarter remains a symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and economic circulation. Featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington, the proud bald eagle reverse, and the patriotic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUS UNUM. This coin continues to be admired by collectors worldwide. Whether found in circulation, stored in a coin album, or preserved in high-grade certified condition, the 1982 P quarter remains an important and enduring piece of United States coinage history. The 1982 P Washington quarter is often appreciated by collectors because it represents a time when United States coin production was extremely high, yet quality control was still capable of producing exceptional uncirculated specimens. During the early 1980s, millions of quarters were struck for everyday use, but only a small percentage survived in pristine mint state condition. This makes high-grade examples more interesting than their common circulation status might suggest. Collectors often search through bank rolls or coin jars, hoping to find sharp, uncirculated pieces with full luster and strong eye appeal, which can still be hidden among large quantities of worn coins. From a historical perspective, the 1982 P quarter reflects the economic environment of the United States during a period of inflation and financial adjustment. Coins like this were used constantly in daily life. Vending machines, public transport, parking meters, and retail transactions all depended heavily on quarters. Because paper currency for small amounts was not practical, the quarter became one of the most important denominations in circulation. The heavy use of these coins also explains why most surviving examples show scratches, wear, and reduced detail, making uncirculated coins much more desirable to collectors today. The artistic design of the 1982 P Washington quarter continues to hold strong numismatic appeal even after decades of production. The portrait of George Washington remains a symbol of leadership and national unity, while the reverse eagle design reflects strength balanced with peace. Many collectors admire how such a small coin carries deep symbolic meaning through its imagery and inscriptions. The phrases Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUS UNUM are not just decorative elements but represent foundational values of the United States, giving the coin both cultural and historical importance. In numismatics, the 1982 P quarter is also used as an educational example for studying coin condition and grading standards. Coins from this year can vary significantly in strike quality, with some showing weak details due to die wear or production speed, while others exhibit sharp features and strong mint luster. Learning to distinguish between lower mint state grades and premium examples helps new collectors understand the importance of preservation, handling, and storage. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC play an important role in confirming authenticity and assigning standardized grades, which increases trust in the collector market. Overall, the 1982 P Washington quarter dollar continues to be valued not just as a piece of currency, but as a representation of American economic history, minting technology, and national symbolism. Even though it is not a rare date in terms of mintage, its place in the Washington Quarter series makes it essential for completing full collections. Today, it stands as a reminder of everyday American life in the early 1980s and remains a widely recognized and respected coin among collectors around the world. United States of America, 1986 D. Washington Quarter Dollar Liberty, in God we trust e pluribus unum. The 1986 D. Washington Quarter Dollar is a circulating coin of the United States minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark located on the obverse of the coin. It belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. By 1986, the Washington Quarter had already become one of the most widely used and recognized coins in American daily commerce. The coin carries a face value of 25 cents, but its importance is historical, cultural, and numismatic rather than purely monetary. The 1986 D issue represents a period of strong coin circulation in the United States during the mid-1980s, when quarters were heavily used in vending machines, public transportation, and everyday transactions. It is part of the modern clad coinage era, which replaced silver coinage in 1965. The obverse front of the 1986 D Washington Quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This left-facing bust of Washington is one of the most enduring designs in American coin history, symbolizing leadership, independence, and national unity. Above the portrait is the word liberty, which represents one of the founding principles of the United States. To the left side of Washington's portrait appears the national motto "In God We Trust," reflecting the traditional values and beliefs of the country. At the bottom of the coin is the date 1986, while the small d mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The design is simple but powerful, maintaining consistency with Washington quarters produced for decades. The reverse back of the coin displays the iconic image of a bald eagle, the national symbol of the United States. The eagle is shown standing on a bundle of arrows, representing military strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace and diplomacy, showing the balance between strength and peace in American values. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, while the Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, arches across the top, meaning out of many one, which represents the unity of the states forming a single nation. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination, quarter dollar. This design remained unchanged for many decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin reverses in U.S. numismatic history. The composition of the 1986 D Washington Quarter is a copper-nickel-clad alloy, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This clad composition was introduced in 1965, when the United States stopped using silver in quarters due to rising silver prices. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, with a reeded edge designed to prevent counterfeiting and coin clipping. This durable structure allowed the coin to circulate widely and remain resistant to wear during everyday use. The Denver Mint produced approximately 551,199,000 examples of the 1986 D Washington quarter, making it a very common coin in circulation. Because of this extremely high mintage, most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples with strong mint luster, sharp strike details, and clean surfaces are more desirable among collectors. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC, especially in grades like MS65, MS66, or MS67, can carry collectible premiums due to their superior condition. Collectors also study the mint errors and die varieties found in the 1986 D quarter. Some examples may show off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clip planchets, struck-through errors, broad strikes, and rotated dies. These minting errors occur during the production process and are generally rare compared to normal circulation coins. Error coins are especially valuable to collectors because they represent unusual variations in minting and add uniqueness to otherwise common issues. The value of the 1986 D Washington quarter depends mainly on its condition, grade, and any special characteristics. Circulated coins usually remain at face value, while uncirculated coins may be worth a few dollars depending on quality. High-grade certified specimens or coins with dramatic mint errors can achieve significantly higher prices in the collector market. Factors such as luster, strike sharpness, surface preservation, and eye appeal all influence the final value. The 1986 D Washington quarter also has educational importance in numismatics. It helps collectors learn about coin grading, mint marks, clad composition, strike quality, and error detection. It is part of the long Washington Quarter series that continued until the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999, making it part of the classic pre-modern design era. Collectors often include it in full mint sets or use it as a reference coin when studying 1980s U.S. circulation issues. Today, the 1986 D Washington quarter dollar remains a symbol of American history and everyday life. Featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington, the powerful bald eagle reverse, and the patriotic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and EPLURIBUSUNUM. It continues to be appreciated by collectors worldwide. Whether found in circulation, stored in collections, or certified in high mint state grades, the 1986 D quarter stands as an enduring piece of United States numismatic heritage and a reminder of the nation's strong coinage tradition. The 1986 D Washington quarter is often considered a modern workhorse coin because it was produced in extremely large quantities and circulated heavily throughout the United States economy. During the mid-1980s, the American public relied on coins for many everyday purchases, and the quarter played a key role in this system. It was commonly used in vending machines, laundromats, parking meters, payphones, and public transport systems. Because of this constant circulation, most surviving examples today show noticeable wear, including smooth details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. These worn coins are still historically valuable because they represent real economic activity from the 1980s. From a numismatic perspective, the 1986 D quarter is important because it reflects the high production phase of the Denver Mint during the modern clad coin era. By this time, minting technology had improved significantly compared to earlier decades, allowing the U.S. Mint to strike coins more efficiently and in much larger numbers. However, even with advanced technology, variations in strike quality still occurred. Some coins were struck with strong detail and full luster, while others show weak strikes due to die wear or high-speed production demands. These differences make collecting by grade and strike quality an interesting challenge for numismatists. The design continuity of the Washington Quarter series is another reason the 1986 D issue is significant. Even though it is a common coin, it belongs to a design that remained unchanged for over 6 decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history at that time. Collectors appreciate how the consistent design allows them to focus on subtle differences between years and mint locations, rather than learning entirely new designs. This continuity also makes it easier to build complete date and mint sets, where the 1986 D plays an essential role. Collectors also value the 1986 D Washington Quarter as a teaching coin for understanding mint errors and grading standards. Because so many were produced, there is a higher chance of finding minor errors or unusual variations, although truly dramatic errors remain scarce. Studying these coins helps beginners learn how to identify authenticity, surface quality, strike sharpness, and overall eye appeal. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC provide certification that helps collectors understand where a coin falls on the grading scale, from circulated grades like fine or very fine to mint state levels such as MS65 and above. Overall, the 1986 D Washington Quarter Dollar continues to hold value as a historical, educational, and collectible coin. Even though it is not rare in terms of mintage, it remains an important part of the Washington Quarter legacy. It represents American life in the 1980s, showcases the durability of clad coinage, and preserves the iconic symbolism of George Washington and the bald eagle. Today, it remains widely collected by beginners and advanced numismatists alike, serving as a reminder of how everyday currency can become a meaningful piece of history over time.